In the heart of a small, coastal town, nestled under the ominous shadow of an ancient lighthouse, stood the legendary but long abandoned DeWitt's Aquarium. A desolate place during the day, it was even more foreboding under the veil of night. The derelict structure was rumored to be a place where the boundary between the living and the dead blurred, a setting that drew the curious and the fearless alike. It was a chilly autumn evening when a group of adventurous high school students gathered for an unauthorized field trip, organized secretly by a daring teacher. Their excitement was palpable as they approached the eerie structure, flashlights in hand, determined to defy the warnings of locals and legends alike. As the moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the overgrown path leading to the aquarium, the students entered the dimly lit interior. The massive tanks once filled with vibrant marine life now stood barren, shrouded in darkness. The echoing sound of their footsteps seemed to reverberate through the cavernous halls, setting an unsettling tone for the night. Among the students was Ethan, a curious and impressionable young boy with a wild imagination. As the group wandered deeper into the labyrinthine corridors of the aquarium, the darkness grew oppressive, and whispers of long-forgotten horrors filled the air. Ethan's sense of unease grew with every step, but he couldn't shake the feeling that there was something here, something he had to uncover. Hours passed as the group explored the maze of rooms, filled with shattered glass and skeletal remains of aquatic life. But as the clock neared midnight, Ethan's restless curiosity got the better of him. He slipped away from his slumbering classmates and ventured into the abyss of the aquarium's darkest corners. It was then that he stumbled upon a door, partially concealed behind a tattered curtain. The door seemed to beckon him with an eerie allure, and Ethan couldn't resist the temptation to see what lay beyond. The rusty hinges creaked in protest as he pushed it open, revealing a chamber bathed in an unnatural greenish light. What Ethan beheld within that room would forever haunt his dreams. A grotesque, nightmarish fish, the size of a small car, with rows of jagged teeth and unblinking, malevolent eyes, was feasting upon the remains of a human. The bones of the unfortunate victim crunched audibly with every gruesome bite, and the stench of death filled the chamber. Terror overtook Ethan, and he let out a guttural scream of horror. In his haste to escape, his trembling fingers fumbled, and his flashlight clattered to the ground. He sprinted back to the sleeping area, his breath coming in ragged gasps. Frenzied and wide-eyed, Ethan burst into his tent, waking his fellow students with his frantic cries. He babbled about the monstrous fish and the gruesome scene he had witnessed. But to his disbelief, his peers and even his teacher dismissed his claims, attributing them to a vivid nightmare brought on by the eerie surroundings. The night continued, but Ethan's mind remained trapped in that horrific room, the ghastly image of the monstrous fish etched into his consciousness. He would never forget the sickening crunch of bones or the soul-piercing gaze of the creature. Despite his desperate attempts to convince his classmates, they laughed it off as a prank or a mere hallucination. Years passed, but the memory of that nightmarish encounter never left Ethan. The horrific image of the monstrous fish devouring a human haunted his every waking moment. He became a recluse, plagued by nightmares that drove him to the brink of madness. No one believed him, and he was condemned to live the rest of his life tormented by the truth he alone knew, a truth that would forever remain locked inside his haunted mind.